I have already made videos about recoil, but actually they're not really detailed, so today we're gonna dig into details. This video will be divided into sections. In first section we're gonna talk about which ways reduce recoil and how they do that because they have few differences. And in the second section we're gonna talk about how you should make builds for weapons. And the first way, and probably the most known way which reduces recoil, is weight. Not attachments, but weight exactly. Attachments themselves don't reduce recoil, and to prove it we can test two builds. First build is M4 with grip and flash hider, and second build is M4 with suppressor, with the same weight. Now let's test first build. And it's 4 tiles. Now let's test second build. And it's the same 4 tiles. But you must keep in mind that sometimes test results might be different because it's the way recoil works, it might be random a little bit. But I tested builds with different attachments and with the same weight many times, and I was getting the same results, so I definitely can make a conclusion that attachments don't work at all, only weight does. I heard many times that people talking something about horizontal recoil reduce, but actually weight doesn't reduce horizontal recoil, it reduces only vertical one, and the best way to find out if we're gonna spray at the wall and control recoil at the same time. Horizontal recoil might be random as well, so we need to shoot few max at least. Overall it's looking something like this. And now let's try the same HK but with lightest build. So we're just gonna put some optic, change stock, change handguard, and that's all. Now let's test it again. We can see the same horizontal recoil. In the lightest build we had something about 4 kilograms, and in heavy build we have 5.5 kilograms. So if it had some effect on horizontal recoil, we definitely would see some difference. Next way which reduces recoil is stances. I'm pretty sure that many of you know about this, that when you crouch, for example, you get low vertical recoil and low horizontal recoil as well. So that's what we get while crouch, and that's what we got while standing. And in prone we will get even lower recoil. And as I said before, it also reduces horizontal recoil. So basically we don't have almost any horizontal recoil. Next thing that reduces recoil is B-pods. For now we have only 2 of them, you can find them in Stabilization device category. To use these B-pods you need to stand in front of some object, or some cover for example. You can use B-pod while standing, while sitting, or you just can drop down and use it on the ground. Talking about recoil, it reduces recoil of both types, and it has even bigger effect compared to stances. So for example, if we're gonna use it on the ground, we'll get recoil like this. Really low vertical recoil and no horizontal recoil at all. And the last way which reduces recoil is actually not a way, but a combination of previous ways. So the thing is that stance also affects recoil while using B-pod. Let's try to shoot at the wall while standing. And that's what we got while standing. Now let's do it on the ground. Here we have some recoil difference. However, there is no difference in recoil between crouch and prone. So first of all, let's put the sphere right there. And now let's do it in crouch stance. And basically we got the same recoil. So there is no difference between crouch and prone stances while using B-pod, but there is difference compared to standing stance. And it's all about which ways reduce recoil. Now let's talk about weapon building. And usually in builds for most weapons, the golden middle between recoil reduce and ADS time is something like from 0.5 seconds to 0.6 seconds. But actually you just can make a build whichever you want. I mean, based on your preference, you can add some grip, maybe some rails, maybe some laser, and probably in the end you'll get pretty good build. But if you're looking for zero recoil build, you need to put the heaviest attachments. In 4 grips category, IGS will be the heaviest one, but it also takes stabilization device slot, so Storm Grip will be the best option, because we'll be able to put this P-pod, and this combo will be much heavier than IGS 02. Among flashlights, M952V is the heaviest one. Among lasers, it's Clam3 or Clam4, but I prefer to use Clam4 because it's smaller. Also, if you really want, you can use Ironclad. It takes second place among heaviest lasers. And the final thing is suppressor. And basically that's the main attachment that you're gonna use for zero recoil builds. Additionally, in some cases you can change some other attachments, for example, HK has heavier stock. Also you can put some iron sights, for example. You can put some rails. And you can put remote switch, KV5P by the way it's the heaviest one. But when you're making this zero recoil builds, keep in mind that you also increase ADS time. And before ending this video, we're gonna talk about recoil breakdown. For now, actually, it's not really useful. The only things you can see that how bad recoil is and in which direction usually horizontal recoil goes. So for example, in case of HK, it can move in both directions, but we can see that line slightly goes to the left. So horizontal recoil will go to the left side mostly. But anyway, it's much easier to find out recoil by yourself by shooting at the wall. So for now I wouldn't say that this recoil breakdown has much sense. And that's all for today. You can join my Discord server, because I posted all information about recoil much earlier. Also I remade builds for PvP not long ago. I tried to find that golden middle between recoil reduce and ADS time, so you can join and try them. If you found this video useful, leave a like and some comment, helps out with video promotion. Join my Discord server with builds and tier list. You can find link in description and comments. If you really like my content, you can support me on Boosty, and see you next time.